Finally, taking the familiar and looking at it from a fresh perspective can benefit our communities and help our fellow citizens. A case in point from Kara Vanninger.
It's easy to think that you're only doing yourself the favor when donating that once beloved prom dress. But at the newly opened Revive thrift shop, that gaudy mess of bows and sequins can mean so much to so many. Revive is an extension of Mission St. Louis, a local not-for-profit with a passion for transforming neighborhoods and people that might otherwise be forgotten.
Around 3 years ago, one of the things that we saw in the neighborhood that we serve is there were a lot of men, 18 to 35, that we had built really good relationships with. Many of our guys grew up without a father, and so many of our guys were kind of really searching for, hey, what does it mean to be a man? Am I a man when I hit a certain age, when I get married, when I have a job? So a lot of these questions were kind of bouncing around. As we engaged in that, we just began to go like, let's talk about this. What are areas in your life that you're really passive in, that you know you need to take responsibility for? Many of our guys were incarcerated. Many of our guys had spent time in some type of gang activity, drug activity. Life felt hopeless. And we kind of realized that if we were going to empower them to be able to walk out of that, the best way to do that would be to help them become job ready. So the guys go through a very extensive interview process. The guys that we are able to connect with are guys that really want to make a change in their life. But we need to give them the platform to be able to do that, and be able to do that in a setting where they've got some help. They've got a group of people that love and care for them. And so for 6 to 8 weeks, they're actually going and working and doing paid internships with local businesses.
Which includes Revive, where interns can gain experience in retail, from customer service to warehouse management. Justin Eidelberg went through the training program and is now the donation and warehouse specialist for the shop. For interns inclined towards creativity and working with their hands, Mission St. Louis partnered with A New Nature. Owners Erica and Robert Carlskint moved their furniture restoration workshop and showroom into Revive, where customers can see them and their interns at work.
So we have Jason and John, and they are working on their personal projects, stuff that came from Revive. From the floor up, they get to design it. They get to take the first steps. You know, what do we need to do to get this piece ready? What do we need to do to make it look better? And then they kind of just were able to take their own creativity and their own skills and put something together and make it beautiful again. And it's just a real confidence-building experience.
My son, he's very artistic, so he likes to draw and likes to read a lot of books, and hopefully I can bring him up here so he can see what his father done.
All right. And then remember that you want to watch your layovers so that your paint overlaps nicely but not with the lines. And watch for drips.
My life had a lot of ups and downs, but this program helped me out a lot. It got me doing something real constructive with my time instead of just hanging out.
It helped me out a lot to keep me away from the negativity that's going on in the streets.
As furniture comes into Revive, A New Nature uses the pieces to teach their interns how to work with tools to repair and paint to refresh the donations.
That furniture then has the new life, looks beautiful, and we're able to put it back out onto the floor and sell it in the thrift store, and all the profits go back into the program.
We want you to see that donating to us or shopping here is actually having an impact on the people that you see, even working in the workshop or working back behind the cash register. We want that experience to be really pleasing and beautiful in multiple ways.
I mean, I grew up in a rough neighborhood, you know, single moms, house full of kids, short on money, and I've been through all of the gang stuff, all of that. I'm done with all of that. So I can get a job. I want to go to school.
I thought it was something to give me structure, you know, leadership, and, you know, take involvement into my community. And here I am, you know, doing something I like to do. I like working with my hands.
Revive has only been open for a few months, but thanks to high-quality donations and the support of the neighborhood, business is already booming.
It brings you to tears when you begin to hear stories about these guys going like, hey, I contacted my child's mom. I got to meet my kids for the first time in 10 years, and I just told them, like, hey, I'm your dad, and I'm gonna continue to be your dad for the rest of your life. Those are the changes that not only begin to restore the family unit, but you want to talk about our city changing. You want to talk about our city being a different place. Watching these men take responsibility for their lives, for their family, and for their community has massive impact.
I started off from the bottom. I'm not at the top yet, but that's where I'm planning to be, at the top.
Whether it's a tea set, couch, or that prom dress from long ago, Revive turns old stuff into fresh starts.